Hi guys, this is a quick video to show you how to do graphics with the wet method. I know some of you have ordered some decals from me that are two-tone, and you obviously have to assemble them and you want them to be straight. So it's really not that difficult. You're going to have your top color. Here is in teal, and then maybe your base color, and sometimes there might be 3 or 4 colors. But this is showing a basic installation. You're going to need a squeegee of some sort. If you buy stuff, if you have bought stuff from me and you need a squeegee, please let me know. Or you can make them out of a old butter tub or any kind of piece of stiff plastic. Or you can even get them at an auto parts store for body filler work. You're also going to want a spray bottle with a little soapy water in it. There's not much soap, maybe 8 or 6 ounces of water and just a few drops of soap, and that's it. If you reuse an old bottle like this one, make sure all the old solvent is out. It may mess up the adhesive on the decals. Anyway, basically everything's going to be wet as the method dictates. You want to look for your general positioning where it's going to want to be. If you want it up here, down, wherever. This happens to be the plow I just bought for my razor, and of course the wife thinks I should put Mr. Plow on it because that was the old Simpsons gag. So I think we're going to put it kind of up and in the middle here. Basically what we're going to start with is just spraying everything down. You want it relatively wet. It makes things go a lot easier. Also, I usually recommend doing this out in the sunlight. It makes it much easier. The decal, basically you're going to grab the mask and you're going to pull it away. And kind of go slow. Just make sure that the graphic comes off with the mask and doesn't try to stick to the backing. And this will keep everything straight. Now the whole point of the extra soapy water is that I can put this here and kind of tap it and say, is that where I want it? Yes or no. If I don't like it, I can just pull it up. And that's why we only want a little soap. Put too much soap on and then you're fighting adhesion issues. So that's not quite straight. We'll just work it. I don't need it to be perfect, but relatively straight is what we're looking for. And then I usually just hit the mask with a little water. It helps it release. It helps the squeegee. It's where we want it to be. Start from the center and kind of make yourself a line, and then work out. Work out. Squeegee it down tight. Squeegeeing it's going to push out all the extra moisture, and it's going to help the vinyl stick to surface. When you're in the sun, the extra water dries up quicker and it'll stick a little easier. Okay, now that that's in position, if we lift up the mask, the vinyl should stay where we want it. If you start to lift it and some of the vinyl's coming up, don't worry about it. Just kind of lay it back down, squeegee the edge down, and once you get the water worked out from behind, the mask should come off just like that. Really not that hard. Okay, so now we've got our base down. It's not real straight, but hell, this is a plow. I'm not worried about it. I could have taken a little bit more time, gotten a little straighter, but anyway, just go ahead and wet it down again. Now I've actually messed this one up, so I'm hoping it will take. And this particular snow font is a real bear to get to work anyway because of all the real thin lines on top. But we'll see what happens. It doesn't quite go. Well, no. For the guys that have bought, like block letters for their, watercraft or whatever for me. Those things go on real nice. There's no issues. So now, just kind of start to lay it in place. You'll be able to see through the mask as it starts to lay down. And you can position it and reposition it because of the water. Kind of make sure everything is centered and squared. That's looking pretty good for me. So, start in the center. The reason I didn't come straight out from after making the center one is because the curve of the blade. The squeegee didn't fit real well. But we'll kind of get that down into position. Now, even if you start squeegeeing and it's not quite where you want it, if you haven't really laid into it yet, it should still be okay. You should still be able to get the vinyl, your color out. So, with this, you just make sure you work, especially with all these little thin spots. If you get a graphic like this from me, you really gotta make sure you get enough pressure on it. And actually, go on top, help the squeegee slide. And you can see this mask, once it gets the soapy water on it, doesn't like to stick anyway. So let's start peeling it up. Actually, looks like it's going to come along just fine. Now, there's a couple little edges I saw lift, so I'll show you the trick, because I'm not going to lay the mask back down after the fact. Just give it a little pressure. Normally, if it's a block letter, you can just squeegee on it, but we want to make sure that they're stuck. Okay, next mask is off. And we'll just go ahead and give her a little bit more soapy water. Since we're coming on this real thin one, let's be careful. We'll get the pressure on it. We'll go kind of in line with these ones just to make sure they're pushed down. And everything looks like it's stuck. And just grab a quick paper towel. As you can see, makes it nice, simple, and easy. If you try to do this dry, it'll never work. As soon as this vinyl, if you didn't have anything else to help release this, as soon as this color hit this white, it would never lift off again. Anyway, this is Dr. Honda, so if you have any questions, you guys can always find me on the chat boards. Thanks.